Hello class, we're working on section 5.2. This is part 2 and we're looking at word problems now. So let's just start with number 4. Okay, remember the rules for solving word problems. You need to define your variables, write, in this case, a system of equations, solve your system of equations, answer the question with a complete sentence. Okay. 3 trains, 1 eastbound, 1 westbound, and 1 northbound, leave a city at the same time. The speed of the northbound train is 20 miles per hour, greater than the blah, blah, blah. Okay, they've lost me already. So I keep scanning, and I get to the end and I see, find the speeds of the 3 trains. Find the speeds of the 3 trains. That's my variable. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm going to let E equal speed of eastbound train. You have to put the word speed in there. If you just say E equals the eastbound train, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's the speed of the eastbound train. So then using the same thing, I'm going to let W equal the speed of the westbound train. And N is equal to the speed of the northbound train. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to go back and read this problem very carefully. And in here I have 3 equations. They give me enough information so that I can write 3 equations. Okay, so let's start again. 3 trains, 1 eastbound, 1 westbound, and 1 northbound, leave a city at the same time. Okay, here's my city. So the eastbound one goes this way, the westbound one goes this way, and the northbound one goes this way. Okay, this helps me because this is north, this is east, and this is west on a map. Okay. The speed of the northbound train is 20 miles per hour, greater than the speed of the eastbound. Oh, that sounds like an equation. The speed of the northbound train, which is N, equals 20 miles per hour greater than, that means I'm adding 20 to something, the speed of the eastbound train, which we called E. There's my first equation. N equals E plus 20. Okay? Next, after 8 hours, the distance between the westbound train and the eastbound train is 640 miles. After 8, so that's, now, they're trying to throw me a curveball here. I know distance equals rate times time. All these letters are rates, right? Okay? And what they're telling me is that the distance between them, that would be that distance there, that's a straight line distance, is 640 miles after 8 hours. Okay, so I see that there's 640 mile distance between the westbound train and the eastbound train is equal to the rate times the time, which is 8. Well, what's the rate? Well, since they're going in exactly the opposite direction, you can add their rates. That's how fast they're moving away from each other. The westbound train plus the eastbound train. Like that. Okay? Or there's another way to think about it, but I'm just going to distribute this. And now I'm going to have the equation that looks like 8W plus 8E is equal to 640. Okay? I guess you could have divided by 8 to make it look prettier. That's okay. Okay, now, there's another sentence. Twice the speed of the westbound train, 2W, is 50 miles per hour more, I'm adding 50 to something, than the speed of the northbound train, which we called N. There we go. Those are the 3 equations. Okay? So we have defined our variables. We have written a system of 3 equations with our 3 unknowns. Now we have to solve it. Okay? Use your imagination when you're solving these. So I'm going to get out a piece of scratch paper. And if we look at this, remember you can use substitution or elimination, whichever seems to make the most sense to you. And what I see is I see that I can use substitution. At the first equation I have N equals E plus 20 And in the third equation, I have an n right here. And if I substitute e plus 20 in for n, the new equation I create will just have an e and a w. Okay, so let's try that. So I'm going to change the third equation to be 2w, except that's a 3. Try again, Renee. 2w equals, instead of n, I substitute e plus 20 plus 50. Or 2w equals e plus 70. Now let's rewrite equation 2 as I had it. Equation 2 was 8w plus 8e is equal to 640. Now I've condensed my 3 equations down to these 2 equations with 2 unknowns. And now let's see what we can do next. Okay, I'm going to undo what I did when I distributed that 8. See, that's what happens in math sometimes. Sometimes you go, oh, you know what? I think I should not have done that. So if we go back to this form, 8 times w plus e equals 640. Remember, I can divide both sides by 8. So now I have that 2w is equal to e plus 70. That's this equation I'm just rewriting. And now I have w plus e is equal to, what is that, 80? Okay. And now what do you want to do? Let's do substitution. Let's take this one and solve for e. E equals 2w minus 70. Okay, and now when I substitute into this one, I'm going to get w plus, instead of e, I put 2w minus 70 equals 80. So I get 3w minus 70 equals 80. So I get 3w equals 150, or w equals 50. Now I back substitute, that's what we call it, back substitute, to figure out that if w is 50, it turns out that e is 30. You guys will have to trust me on that. And then when you back substitute one more time, you get that n is equal to 50. So what should your sentence say? Your sentence should say, the speed of the eastbound train, you can abbreviate a little bit, is 30 miles per hour. The speed, we need 3 sentences for this one, of the westbound train is 50 miles per hour. The speed of the northbound train is 50 miles per hour. And that's what I'm going to look for. Okay, there's our first word problem.